This is Mark Jameson with Senior Vice President of Franchise Development for FastSigns. We have today a team of a Assistant Vice President who oversees the department and 2 field salespeople and a in-house sales analysis. So a total team of about 5 people. Excited to talk to you about FastSigns today. FastSigns has over 520 locations in 6 countries. Over 400 of those are in the United States. We are in the quick sign industry in that we serve everything to do with signage, from banners and graphics to digital signage, as well as exterior building signage. We really, trade show displays, cover a fairly broad sense of the industry in all of our locations. The blueprinting process for FastSigns with Process Peak was probably a little bit unusual in that we had made the decision to move away from our current process and we're under a contractual obligation to do that with them in a very short window. I was very pleased that the folks at Process Peak stepped up to the challenge very quickly to have us integrate into their system in a timeline that was much quicker than usual. I think that what was extremely valuable to us was the blueprinting process, probably even more than we realized and we had been told, but it really allowed us to evaluate our entire sales process, understand why we did things, understand things we didn't do that we needed to incorporate into the sales process, and the interaction internally of the various departments, our sales team, and everybody involved in that process. Really a lot came out of it, well beyond the use of Process Peak and the virtual brochure and those things that we really bought into. Pipeline Catalyst for FastSigns really did a number of different things. Number one, I think it allowed us to evaluate and understand our candidates and where our candidates were in the process. That was key in the selection of Process Peak and Pipeline Catalyst for our franchise development team. But even more importantly than that, we recognized, as every franchisor does, the need to close deals sooner and wanted to move quickly to the process of having the ability to close those candidates during the Discovery Day process at our headquarters in Dallas. We have integrated already their process into our sales process, and it really has positioned us to where candidates are now able to be closed in Dallas. We've already successfully done that, and so we've really evolved our process much to match the way Process Peak and the Pipeline Catalyst is set up. In addition to that, the ongoing communication with the candidates has really been phenomenal, and we're seeing more and more candidates really enjoy that interaction. The prospect experience for us, as we integrated Pipeline Catalyst and the Process Peak system into our development team, I think there were some surprises. While we understood that prospects could load their pictures and they could talk and there would be more ongoing communication both in length as well as short conversations online, I can't tell you the excitement the sales team had as people began to load their pictures up. I think many of us were sort of doubting Thomases that would actually happen, and it is happening. And there's something about that connection that you create with a candidate when you can see them and they can see you that I think was something we really just didn't measure the importance of. That has been phenomenal. The candidates' feedback so far, and we haven't been on it terribly long, but in the 90 days or so we've been on it, the candidate interaction has been great. Their feedback is very positive, the fact that they can go back 24 hours a day and take a look at the system and what works at their schedule. And they can communicate with us quickly at the same time they're doing that, all within their portal. So the response has been great, and it has brought us to a point where we can ultimately get those deals closed quicker. We understand the candidate more. They understand us more, and it's really improved our process significantly. We have great hopes for the future with it. You know, as it relates to the executive dashboard and the Pipeline Catalyst, it has been incredibly helpful to myself and our AVP of that sales team to be able to understand where prospects are, how quickly prospects are moving through the process, and I think the overall performance of our sales team. We are much more enlightened. I think that you always feel in this business that you have a lot of information. What the Pipeline Catalyst does for us is put that information in a format that's usable, easy to see, and easy to understand. And now we can have real conversations about those candidates and where they're at. We actually use and bring up the system live in our sales meetings and review candidates step by step in every step of the process and talk about where they are and should they be at that step in the process or should they be further along, or did somebody advance them maybe too quickly. So it has been a great tool, and I think it's put the entire team on the same page.